Ahoy, hoy, ladies and gentlemen. Marco here, and you're probably wondering what's up with a different background. Well, I'm in the study lounge of my floor, and it's final season. I thought I'd make a little video that touches on one of the projects I had to do. The only project, everything else is exams, unfortunately. And actually, it's not even my final. But in the case that you do have a project at this time of the year, I have a few do's and don'ts. But before I get into all those do's and don'ts, I want to show you my video. I was given permission by my group to post the video, so it's going to go into this one, which will make the time a lot longer. It took a lot of work, and you'll see why some of the things that I mention later on. I hope you all enjoy. Enjoy. That's what I was going to say before I somehow managed to cut myself off.
This is a public service announcement from your local ISB group on genetically modified organisms, focusing on the problems presented by feral hogs.
Genetically modified organisms, otherwise known as GMOs, is a result of a laboratory process where genes from the DNA of one species are extracted and artificially forced into the genes of an unrelated plant or animal. Some species and animals that tend to be genetically modified are corn, soy, cows, salmon, and feral hogs. Some benefits of genetically modified organisms include increased yield from farm animals. For example, cows that may be engineered to produce more milk. Another reason animals are modified is to become disease resistant or to improve the nutritional value of the products they are farmed for. Some drawbacks are that organisms may harm the animal at the expense of humanity. It can create allergies and decrease the gene pool, which makes species more vulnerable to disease and result in extinction. One animal that was genetically modified is the feral hogs were genetically modified to be resistant to disease, mate faster for more generations, and to be climate resistant. This later backfired as feral hogs are destroying other animals and plants, creating a threat to human safety and overall negatively impacting.
Feral hogs are causing huge problems in Texas as well as other places across the United States and Canada. This is not natural because hogs are not native in the U.S. The hogs brought over were domesticated, which are very different than the feral hogs we know today. The development of these feral hogs happened when humans let the hogs be wild for reasons such as hunting. Wild hogs have high susceptibility to parasites and infections, which causes them to carry diseases very easily. The Eurasian wild boars and domestic hogs have been hybridized and they continue to spread. Feral hogs vary genetically from the hogs that we originally brought over from Europe. Domesticated hogs can adapt to the wild within a couple of months, and their look can change within a couple of generations. Within a few generations of being in the wild, the feral hogs develop darker skin, curved tusks as long as 7 inches, and thicker hair. These wild hogs weigh about 150 to 200 pounds, which is substantially smaller than domesticated hogs. The feral hogs also develop poor eyesight, high running speeds up to 30 miles per hour, great hearing, and acute sense of smell, being able to smell things up to 7 miles away. All of these traits have been selected genetically, which is different from the original Eurasian descent. The destruction from the pigs is caused from human modification of this organism.
Inducing property damage, vectoring diseases, threatening injury, and prolific in nature, feral hogs are a widespread nuisance. Feral hogs reach sexual maturity 25% faster than domestic pigs, creating more generations per year. They are lean and muscular, reaching speeds of 30 miles per hour compared to their domestic counterparts, who reach a maximum of 11 miles per hour. Crossbreeding encoded weather tolerances into their bodies. They are cutters, tusks that extend from their lower jaw, harbor a cocktail of bacteria capable of putting an adult human in the hospital. They plague farmers, for their crops provide fuel for the several generations that may make up a parcel. Aside from consuming crops, to cool themselves, feral hogs will create wallows that become infested with the bacteria and tear up the soil, destroying farmland and causing millions of dollars in damage. Large male feral hogs are territorial and will aggressively take on intruders. Native wildlife is outcompeted by parcels which have few natural predators. With an array of weather tolerances and few natural predators, feral hogs have spread to more than half of the U.S. states.
Feral hogs are genetically modified organisms which are a result of decades of artificial selection which made them tougher, harder to kill, and helped them survive extreme temperatures and harsher climates. Currently, in states like Texas, Florida, Georgia, and Louisiana, these hogs are estimated to cause annual losses of almost $700 million. This has been a real concern among the farmers and the ranchers who have their fields in close vicinity of the hogs, which pose an imminent threat to the crops and the year's produce. Another community affected are the people that live close to the areas where the hogs thrive. Hogs can cause damage to property, but a bigger problem that they bring is that they're carriers of fatal diseases. So if they nick someone with their cutters, the illness that results from that can become really serious. Another problem is that if these hogs were to come in contact with the pigs that are bred for meat and spread their disease to them, it could cause an outbreak of the disease and harm thousands of people.
So we have learned that GMOs are not the best. They can contaminate animals, plants, and even us, and these feral pigs are just one example. But there are solutions to solve this problem. The US's approach is focused on the assumption that regulation should look at the nature of the products rather than the process in which they are made. So to get things started, there's been restrictions on research, production, and marketing of these GMOs. The FDA is also beginning to take some action by requiring those wishing to submit a new drug into the US market, whether it contains these genetic modifications or not, to submit a new drug application with detailed information on the drug's safety and effectiveness. There have also been proposals on getting all GMO foods labeled so customers know what they are consuming. And with that small step of labeling the food, hopefully we can get to the point where all food is restricted to containing GMOs. Because with that, we will be safer and more healthier without these genetically modified organisms. And with this, we can help those plants, animals like the feral pigs. Thank you.
Thank you for your time, and have a great day.
So, as you can tell, that was a PSA, a public service announcement. And one thing you should do, considering that all the people are meant to be professional, is to add names. I totally missed the opportunity to add names. I'm the one who did all the editing because I do YouTube on occasion. So yes, add names. None of the names of the people are there, which, I mean, less identifying information for them. Then make sure everyone is using the same background. I mean, we got 100 for this assignment. I'm perfectly happy with that grade, although it bothers me that no one has the same background. I mean, seriously, if I had this and then suddenly had that wall and then the windows in the back over there, it would probably start to bug you, or at least you'd notice. And I noticed because every single person has a different background. So make sure that everyone uses the same background. Now, you also want to make sure that one person writes the scripts. Now, this is also something else that I just think is a matter of, how should you say, style. I mean, it's all going to sound like it was organized by one person. It is going to be a lot more fluid than if multiple people make their own scripts. Some may not be as good as writing as others. I mean, I'm decent. I write the stories that are here on the channel. But if someone is not good at writing and they are reading off their script, even if they're good at reading, their writing sucks or is subpar compared to everyone else's, it will not sound the same. It will not sound fluid. It will be thrown off. Now, my partners here were pretty good at writing, but nevertheless, you can tell that each one has written their own scripts, and because of that, you can tell, yes, it's different personalities, but if you want it to look more professional, you want it to be a little more fluid, a little bit more uniform, and that'll happen
if that won't happen if they're all creating different scripts or their own scripts. Another aspect of everyone creating or one person creating all scripts, or in this for the sake of uniformity, is that everyone should all wear something within the same comfort zone. So a couple of people are wearing t-shirts in ours. Actually, everyone's wearing a t-shirt except for me. So I'm the odd one out. Maybe I shouldn't have made this segment. Oh, well, I'm leaving it in there. Try to get everyone to wear the same thing. I didn't want to wear a t-shirt. I had a sweater that looks pretty good. It's actually on that chair over there. And yeah, it's just for the sake of uniformity. Now, another thing that I have here, because I have a list on my phone for once instead of paper, is get everyone to practice several times. I mean, if you really depending on the professor, like our professor's a little bit laid back, you provide good content, he will give you a good grade. But if your professor is a little bit tougher, then you may want to get everyone to practice their scripts a few times over so it sounds natural when they speak. I'm speaking off the cuff right now, and even then, I don't feel entirely comfortable without a script in front of me. Although I do have to stare at the camera and look at myself just to make sure I look good. But the last thing I have here is do not procrastinate, because I turned it in the morning the day it was due. Granted, I had about 8-9 hours. I don't know, about 8 hours to go before it was actually due. But we could have finished it within 2 weeks. We had 6. So yeah, do not procrastinate. I'm still struggling with that. Procrastinating is hard. Once you've made it a habit, it is a hard habit to break. But if you can break it, the younger you break it, the better off you are. So final season is coming up. Wait, it's here. My finals are all next week, except for judo. I passed that one just enough to get a blue belt. I got a blue belt. I'm getting a blue belt. Picking it up to next week. Already paid for. So, ladies and gentlemen, finals week is coming up. For those of you in high school, the end of the semester is coming up. And man, I know the stress is real. I did this because I honestly enjoy it. And it feels like I finally got something done. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found the things I pointed out to be pretty good. Oh, one more thing. Get a good video editing software. I got Crazy Video Maker 2. It appears there's a little watermark or a little thing that appears. I'm probably highlighting it on this side, and it's going to appear on this side. Well, find a reliable video editing software. Get a little bit familiar with it, because you never know when you're going to need it. All right, that's all I've got for you. To those of you who are dealing with finals, good luck. Wish me luck. And to everyone back home, maybe I'll see you all soon. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. I completely messed up that outro. Thank you for your time, and have a great day.